So the question is that we are given array of leaf nodes, right? So this array is, let's say, 2, 6, and 4. Now with these three leaf nodes, there are so many possible trees, right? One tree is that I can have a tree like this, 8 and 6, so 48. Second possibility is that I can have a tree like this, 2, 6, 12, and 4, this is 48, right? Another possibility is that, so there can be multiple possibilities, and we want to find the minimum sum of non-leaf nodes, right? So if the array is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then maybe what we can do is 1 and 2. So this will be 2, right? Then 3, 2 and 3. So this is 6. Then maybe 4 and 5. So this is 20. And then 20 and 6, 120, right? So this can be one possibility, right? In this case, the sum of non-leaf nodes is equal to 120 plus 20 plus 6 plus 2, right? So 148, right? If we take another example, then in that example, let's say we are having this 5 and 4. So 5 fours are 20, and maybe what we are doing is that we are adding 3. So 60, let's say 1 and 2 here. So 2, and then 60 into 2, 120, right? So in this case, sum of all the non-leaf nodes will be 120 plus 60 plus 20 plus 2. So this will come out to be 180, 200, 202, if I'm not wrong, right? So obviously this 148 is less than 202, right? Archit, is the question clear?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. All right. So how can we solve this? So how can we do it?
Uh, I guess you try all the combination and then find the minimum.
So one way is that you try all the combinations, right? So
Right.
whenever we are trying all the combinations, we are going with the with the dynamic programming approach, right? Right. Second is that we don't try all possible combinations and we go with the greedy approach, right?
Mm.
Normally these are the two possibilities. So before discussing this question, let's take another question. Let's discuss Huffman encoding. Let's say we are given a file in which we have characters, right? So A, B, A, B, C, A, B, D, C, B, A. Let's say these are the characters, right? So this file has how many characters? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So this file has 13 characters, right? And all the characters are either A or B or C or D, right?
Right.
We want to provide code to each characters, right? So we want to encode this file, right? So if we want to encode this file, one brute force way of doing it is that we provide 00 to A, we say B is 01, C is 10, and D is 11,
Mm.
right? So we are providing each character a 2-byte code, a 2-bit code. Why we are providing 2-bit code? Because there are 4 characters. If there are 8 characters, then we will provide 3-bit code. If there are 16 characters, then we will provide 4-bit code, like that. So if we provide codes like this, then file will be 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, like this, right? At the end, we have 0, 0. This will be the file. What will be the size of this file? The size of this file will be 13 into 2, that is 26 bits, right?
Okay.
Can we provide the codes in a way such that the size of this file is reduced so that we don't have to use this 26 bits, right? So can we represent the same file in lesser number of bits? So first, what we do is that we find the frequency of each character. A is coming how many times? A is coming 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A is coming 6 times, right?
Mm.
B is coming how many times? 1, 2, 3, 4. B is coming 4 times, right? C is coming only 2 times, and D is coming only once, right? So this is the frequency of each character. Because A is, and what we are doing here is that we are providing code of same length to all the characters, right?
Right.
And a small optimization can be that if we provide a smaller code to A and larger code to C or D.
When you say smaller code, what do
See
you?
here, the length of code is 2 bits for each A, B, C, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So it means that, we are using 12 bits for A, we are using 8 bits for B, we are using 4 bits for C, and, let's say 2 bits for D, right?
Yeah.
Let's say if we have provided a code of length 1, right?
Mm.
And let's say we have provided D a code of length 4, right?
Mhm.
So what we will, what we will end up doing is that A will occupy only 6 bits and and D will occupy 4 bits. Does it make sense? Right? So we are able to reduce the total number of bits that we are using to represent the. Just repeat it again. A is the most frequent character. A is coming 6 times, right? And D
Right.
is the least frequent character. D is coming only once.
Yep.
If we are providing same length code to both A and D, then representation of A will consume more space in the file than, right?
Yeah.
Right? So instead, what we are doing is that we should be providing a smaller length code to the character which is repeating more, right? And we may provide larger length code to the character which is repeating multiple times. So this brute force approach, we will not use this brute force approach.
Mhm.
So what we are doing here is that we will pick the character with least frequency. Least frequent characters are C and D, right? So
Okay.
we say C and D, and C is provided code 0, D is provided code 1, right?
Mhm.
Now the combined frequency of C and D is 3, and the frequency of B is 4, and the frequency of A is 6. Then we again pick the 2 minimum values. So the 2 minimum values are 3 and 4. So what we do is that, let's say we do it like this: B and then A, right? So whenever we are moving toward the left hand side, we say that this is 0. Whenever we move toward the right hand side, we say that this is 1. 0, 1, 0, 1, right? So the code for A is only 1. The code for B is 0, 1. The code for C is 0, 0, 0. And the code for D is 0, 0, 1. Right? So rather than providing this kind of coding, we have provided this kind of coding. So if we provide this kind of coding, then what is the total length of the file? Right? So A is appearing 6 times. A is appearing 6 times. So every time A comes, we will say 1. Right? Every time B comes, we will say 0, 1. Every time A comes, we will say 1, 1, 1. Then B, 0, 1. Then C, 0, 0, 0. Then again A, 1. B, 0, 1. D, 0, 0, 1. Like that. Right? At the end, we'll have only 1. Right? So what is the total number of bits that we will be using? For A, we will be using 6 bits, right? For B, because the length of code for B is 2, so we will be using 8 bits for B. For C, because the length of code for C is 3, so we are using 3 to the 6 bits to represent all the C's in the file. Similarly, we are using 3 bits to represent all the D's in the file. So the total number of bits used to represent all the characters in the file is 6 plus 8 plus 6 plus 3.
It's 23.
This is 20,
23.
23. So instead of using 26 bits, now we are using only 23 bits. Right?
Okay.
So we have reduced the total size of the file. Right? Archit, does it make sense?
Yeah, yeah.
Right? So this is, I'm not solving anything. This is just the Huffman encoding, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? How Huffman encoding is as an algorithm.
Yeah.
Right? Can we use this approach in the problem that is given to us. Problem which is given to us is that we want to find the minimum cost tree where the leaf nodes is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we do the same thing. Let's say we keep 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in an array, right? So we keep 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a sorted array. If we keep 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a sorted array, then we remove two minimum values. So two minimum values are 1 and 2. We created the nodes 1 and 2, and then we join this, and the parent node is also 2. Now we insert this parent node in the array. So the array becomes 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we again remove the two minimum values, 2 and 3. So 2 is this and 3 is this. So we combine these two, and now this value becomes 6, right? Now this 6 is inserted in the array. So the array becomes 4, 5, 6. Then we again remove the two minimum values, 4 and 5, and we create the parent of 4 and 5, right? So this is 4, this is 5, and the parent will be 20. Now we insert 20 in the sorted array, so the array becomes 6 and 20. Then we remove the two minimum values, 6 and 20. So 6 is there, 20 is there, and then we connect them, and this is 120,
Yeah.
right? So my submission is that this particular tree will be the desired tree that we want. This tree will have the minimum sum of non-leaf nodes.
So this approach and the Huffman encoding that you explained earlier, so both are greedy algorithm based, right?
Both are greedy algorithms, right? So here we are not even looking at all the possibilities. Here we are not even looking at the possibilities that, what will be the cost of the tree if I combine 2 and 5, if I join 2 and 5,
Mhm.
right? Right. So the brute force way is that you look at all the possibilities. So if you are looking at all the possibilities, then you are talking about the dynamic programming solution, and dynamic programming solution is an expensive solution in terms of time, right?
Mhm.
So what we are doing is that rather than going with the dynamic programming solution, we are taking this greedy approach, and the idea is that, this particular greedy approach will will give us the most optimal value, will give us the minimum value also.
So how did we come up like
Does
we
it
have
answer?
to choose this? Yeah, I got that, but our next question is like, how did we come up that we have to go with this greedy approach and not with the dynamic approach?
That's the good question. That's a good question, right? So, if we already know Huffman encoding, right? So just yesterday, someone just pinged me this. Looked at this question. When you draw these trees, then how will you solve this, right? So if I add 5 here and I add 4 here, then 5 will be added, right? So 20 is here, right? So if 5 is at level x, then 5 will be multiplied x minus 1 times,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Right. If 5 is at a level very higher, if 5 is at a very lower level, then the number of
Mhm.
times 5 is multiplied will be less.
Yeah,
Does it
got it.
make sense?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, got it. So we are
Right.
keeping a lower number at the lower
We are keeping the minimum
lowest
number at the
number, lowest level,
at the
so that it's
right.
multiplied when it's multiplied multiple number of times. The solution at the upper level is of less value.
Exactly. So what we are trying to do is that what we are trying to do is that we are trying to find a solution where the multiplicative effect is reduced. So the
Got it.
multiplicative effect will be minimum if we are multiplying the lowest number most of the times, right? The
Yeah,
multiplicative
makes
effect will
sense.
be higher if you are multiplying a higher number, right?
Yeah.
Right. So up to this point, we are not even discussing Huffman encoding, right? So we just came up with these leaf nodes, how to arrange these leaf nodes. So once we have arranged these leaf nodes, but the problem here is that, you can't just pick the leaf nodes. You will have to look at the intermediate values also, right? Does it make sense? So let's say I have these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these 5 leaf nodes, right? So if I pick the leaf nodes in this order, I say 1 and 2, 2, then 2 and 3, 6, then 6 and 4, 24, and then 24 and 5, 120, right? Then this is not the correct solution, right?
Yeah,
Right. So this is not the correct
got it.
solution, right? So what we have to do is that we have to look at the intermediate nodes, right? So we are creating the nodes. So initially we have nodes 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We have initially these 5 nodes, right? So when we join 1 and 2, after joining 1 and 2, what we have now is that 1 and 2, they are joined, and now we have this node. So now we have these 4 nodes, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Right? So we'll find the minimum out of these 4 nodes. Minimum of these 4 nodes is 2 and 3. So what we
So
do is
at
that we
every
connect these
instance,
nodes.
we are looking at all the possible nodes that we are having after multiplying all
No,
of them.
at every instance, we are looking at the current set of nodes, right? For example, when we have
Hmm.
connected 2 and 3, now we will not look at 2, 3, 1, 2 again, right?
Hmm.
Because we cannot add as a child of 3. 3 has to be a leaf node, right? And 3 can have only one parent, so that parent we have already decided, right? So we cannot process these nodes any further,
Okay.
right? So we are looking at the set of unprocessed nodes. Initially, all the leaf nodes are unprocessed.
Yeah. Right.
So what we do is that we pick 2 nodes and then we process them. As part of processing these 2 nodes, we are generating one extra node, right? Then we insert that node again in the
Got
tree,
it.
again in the array. Does it make
Yes.
sense?
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Uh, is it? Can we use priority queue and take the
Exactly,
minimum?
exactly, exactly. Right. So because we are finding the minimum element again and again. So let's say we are not using priority queue. Let's say we are using array, right? So if we are using array, then at every point we will end up taking on the order of k time, where k is the length of this array, right? So total time taken will be on the order of n square, right? Because we
Yes.
are finding the minimum. So first we are sorting the array. So sorting will take n log n time. Then we are finding the minimum element. We are removing 2 minimum elements, and then we are inserting a new element. To insert that new element, we may end up inserting the element at the end of the list. So all the elements in the array are shifted, right?
Hmm.
Right.
Right.
Shubham, this sorry. So this is what you are saying, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Right. So if we use a normal array, then the time complexity will be O n square. But if we use a priority queue, or if we use a heap, then whenever we want to insert an element in a heap, then the time complexity will be log n. So the total time complexity, if we are using heap, is n log n, right? So we have bring down the time complexity from n square to n log n by using a heap. And heap is just heap is just a form of an array, right? So array can act as a heap also, right? So we
Yeah.
will be using a min heap, right? The thumb rule is that if we are finding the minimum element again and again, or if we are finding the maximum element again and again, then chances are that we may be using a heap, right? So here we are finding the minimum element again and again. So rather than using a normal array, we will use an array that represents a heap. This is what you are saying, right?
Yes. Right.
All right, great. Any other question?
Yeah, Kamal, sorry. I have a question. So,
Sure.
let's say there are four elements, one, two, three, four. So,
Okay.
like you keep one and two in the minimum level, right? And then you combine three and four at the minimum level also, right? And
No,
then
no, no,
you,
no. So first, so let's say we have 1, 2, 3, 4. The
yeah,
first thing that we are doing is that we create the node of all of the for all of these 4 elements, right?
yeah,
So now we have 4 nodes, right? Then let's say we consider this as a priority queue, right?
hmm,
Right. So we remove the 2 minimum elements. So 1 and 2 are removed, right?
yeah,
Now when 2 nodes are removed, then we create a parent node. Now the parent node is 2, right? And we insert this parent node in the tree, this parent node in the priority queue, right?
hmm,
Right. So when we insert this parent node in the priority queue, then now my priority queue has 2, 3, and 4, right? So you understand that this 2 and this 2, sorry,
are different, yeah,
this 2 and this 2, they are different, right?
yeah,
So now the node structure is something like this. We have 2, then 2 has 2 children, 1 and 2, and these 1 and 2 are not present in the queue, right? In the queue, we have 2, 3, and 4. Then we pick the minimum 2 values out of these 3 values. So the minimum 2 values is 2 and 3. Then we combine these two using a parent. So one parent will be 6, right? And then we insert this parent into this priority queue. So when we are inserting this parent into the priority queue, then it will become 4 and 6, right? So now we have a queue in which there are only two elements, 4 and 6, and the nodes look something like this. So 6 is there, 6 has two children, 2 and 3, 2 has two children, 1 and 2, and there is one extra node which is line, that is 4, right? These 4 and 6 are the two unprocessed nodes. All other nodes are already processed, so we are not we are not even looking at them, right? Then we again remove the two minimum nodes. Now the two minimum nodes which are removed will be 4 and 6. So we remove the two minimum nodes, then we process them. Process them means that we are adding them. So we are creating a parent node. This parent node is 24. Now we will not insert this parent node because now the priority queue is empty. Right. So we will keep on processing it unless the priority queue becomes empty. When the priority queue becomes empty, it means that now my tree is complete. Does it make sense?
Yeah. I
So
got
in the given question, we actually don't even need to create this tree. We just need to have these values, right? Because in the given question, we just want to return the value, the maximum, the minimum value, right? So we will not be physically creating the nodes. We will just be virtually creating the nodes, and we'll be putting the value of that node in the heap, right? So in the priority queue, there will be two types of nodes. One is the leaf node, one is the non-leaf nodes, right? So we'll be adding all the non-leaf nodes to the sum. Does it make sense?
Yeah.